So, ito na yung comparison natin with the Tecno Pova 7 Ultra and the Infinix GT30 Pro. Baka trip niyong bumili ng gaming phone this Christmas? O kaya nag-wishlist kayo ng gaming phone? With this video, tutulungan ko pa kayong mag-decide kung saan ba sa dalawa yung pwede niyong kunin. Actually, both phones, pwede silang pangpardagulan sa lahat ng games. Meron lang silang slight differences na maaaring maging deal breaker para sa'yo. Pag-usapan natin yung display and design. Si Pova 7 Ultra, meron siyang 6.67 inch na display. Si Infinix GT30 Pro, merong 6.78. Mas matangkad ng konti yung screen ni Infinix GT30 Pro. Both have similar specs when it comes to the display quality. Meron silang 1.5K resolution, AMOLED screen with 144Hz refresh rate, and Corning Gorilla Glass 7i for protection. 4500 nits peak brightness, variable refresh rate from 60Hz to 144Hz, and around 240 touch sampling rate na maganda for gaming. And meron din siyang 2160 instant touch sampling rate to improve the performance. Now, yung nakaiba lang sa Pova 7 Ultra, you can switch from 1.5K to 1080p resolution on your display to save battery. Kahit na ganun, hindi naman pahuhuli sa battery life si GT30 Pro. So, walang problema sa dalawa. So, yung overall size, handiness, at saka build ng phones. Mas matangkad ng konti yung screen ni GT30 Pro, pero mas manipis siya. Yung thickness niya is 7.99mm. Mas magaan rin at 188 grams. Si Pova 7 Ultra has 8.9mm thickness and 201 grams. For me, overall, si GT30 Pro yung mas comfortable hawakan. Kasi nga, mas manipis siya at saka mas magaan. Mas okay siyang dalhin o kaya ilagay sa bulsa. Pero pag nag-games ka na, okay pa rin yung dalawa. Sa storage RAM and color options naman, yung pinakamurang variant ni GT30 Pro is 8256 and makakapili ka rin ng 12512 na option. Tapos yung colors niya ay Shadow Ash, Blade White, tsaka Dark Flare. So yung Dark Flare, yun yung mas mahal. Si Pova 7 Ultra naman, meron lang siyang 12256 variant and wala nang iba. May nakalistang 8256 variant sa website ni Tecno pero hindi ko siya nakikitang binibenta sa mga stores. For the color options naman, you have Geek White and Geek Black. Both phones use UFS 4.0 storage tsaka LPDDR5X RAM. So, mabilis yung loading ng files tsaka games. Napakaganda. So, battery and charging naman, Pova 7 Ultra has 6000 mAh with 70 watts wired charging. GT30 Pro has 5500 mAh and 45 watts of charging. Both support 30 watts wireless charge and reverse wireless charging. Si Pova 7 Ultra, you can charge from 0 to 100% in 55 minutes. Si GT30 Pro naman, mapupuno na siya in 65 minutes. For wireless charging and accessories, Pova 7 Ultra has a free 5000 mAh magnetic power bank and mag case. Pwede mong ikabit yun sa likod to wirelessly charge your phone. Napaka-convenient niya. I really like this freebie. Pero hindi naman pahuhuli si GT30 Pro. Meron din siyang gaming kit that includes a GT cooler and a mag case. Napakaganda ng look ng accessories ni GT30 Pro. So ito na yung mga slight changes na sinasabi ko. Yung mga accessories na binibigay niya. You know, may maganda kang gaming kit with the GT30 Pro. Meron ka ring magandang mag case and power bank with Pova 7 Ultra. Depende kung anong trip mo sa accessory, then yun yung piliin mo, diba? With heavy gaming pala, pwede kang mag-game sa Pova 7 Ultra ng 6 hours. Mga 1000 mAh yung nakukuha niya per hour of gaming. Pero heavy game settings niyan like 120fps, 90fps, kaya yung mga max settings with, you know, heavier games or titles. So, with GT30 Pro, 5.5 hours din yung heavy gaming niya. So, on typical gaming use, 1000 mAh yung nakukuha sa battery mo. Ang sinasabi kong on typical gaming use lang, pwede naman niyang tumaas kung light games lang yung nilalaro mo. It really depends on the playstyle and the settings ng phone mo. Medium or heavy games yung nilalaro mo, samahan mo pa ng high graphics, yung high refresh rate, i-max out mo yung brightness ng display, i-max out mo yung volume, nag-a-add up yun. If you set up your phone right, makakuha ka pa ng extra battery, okay? Pero, for me, both phones have excellent battery life. If you really want a game, tapos yung charging time niya, mabilis din. Very nice experience overall. Now, may special feature si GT30 Pro. Meron siyang gaming triggers. Wala si Pova 7 Ultra nitong gaming triggers. If you want 2 more buttons to use when you're playing shooter games or kahit anong games, pwede siyang iset. then it's a no-brainer. Pwede mong bilhin yung GT30 Pro. Para sa akin, maganda yung gaming triggers kasi very responsive din niya. Nakakaaliw siyang gamitin. Doon na tayo sa gaming performance on both phones. Well, pareha silang may Dimensity 8350 Ultimate. Very solid sa daily use and gaming all day kung gusto mo. Wala ring overheating issue, at least in my experience using these phones. The Dimensity 8350 Ultimate is a very optimized and well-rounded chipset. Tsaka yung dedicated gyroscope niya is also very good on both phones. Doon na lang tayo magkakatalo talaga sa game optimization on these phones kasi hindi sila parehas. Pag-umpisa tayo sa CODM, 90 FPS maximum lang yung makukuha mo for VR and MP mode dito sa Povo 7 Ultra. As of now, December 2025, pero wala pa siyang 120 FPS update on this game. Si GT30 Pro naman, official partner ng CODM, si Infinix. Kaya meron siyang 120 FPS when you're playing MP mode. Sa VR mode, parehas pa rin 90 FPS. If you like MP mode sa CODM, then mas mataas na FPS yung makukuha mo with GT30 Pro. Smooth pa rin naman kahit na may 90 FPS ka lang on both phones. Very consistent naman yung frame rates on both phones. So, yun. Now, doon naman sa PUBG, parehas silang merong 120 FPS. Super smooth yung experience. All goods. Another difference with Bloodstrike, 120 FPS naman yung makukuha mo with GT30 Pro, which is very good. Doon sa Povo 7 Ultra, 60 FPS lang yung nakuha ko. Na-download ko na lahat ng game files and resources. Tinweak ko na ng paulit-ulit yung settings. So, yun. Pero yung mga ganito, it's only gaming optimization. Pwede naman silang mag-update in the future and maglabas sila ng higher FPS. Kagaya nung sa GT30 Pro, yung pag-release ng phone, 90 FPS lang yung nakukuha with GT30 Pro, both on MP and VR mode sa CODM. Tapos, after 2 weeks, naglabas sila ng update na maging 120 FPS na yung MP mode. Maaring mag-update pa rin sila ng higher FPS with the Povo 7 Ultra in the future. Move on naman tayo sa MOBA games. Both phones are very optimized sa ML at Honor of Kings. They offer high graphic settings tsaka 120 FPS. Very consistent din yung performance and wala masyadong frame drops. Tsaka yung thermals niya mababa rin. Magandang maganda. Yung mga MOBA games naman kasi, they can actually run good on budget phones. Kahit na si Nubia Neo 3 na nasa 7,000 pesos lang, it can run 120 FPS sa ML. And the Nubia Neo 3 is less than half the performance of the GT30 Pro or the Povo 7 Ultra. Ganun kagaan yung ML o kaya si Honor of Kings. Doon naman sa League of Legends Wild Rift, nakita kong hindi siya optimized for both phones. It only offers 60 FPS sa Povo 7 Ultra and GT30 Pro. Kahit anong tweak ko na rin ng settings, nag-download and re-download na ako, binabaan ko na yung graphics quality from medium to low, makikita mo naman na 120 FPS siya sa settings. Pero pag chinek mo sa device monitor, 60 FPS lang talaga yung lumalabas. Wild Rift is not too optimized on these phones. Yan, doon naman tayo sa heavy games. So heavy games like Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, Destiny Rising, Legend of Ymir, Crystal of Atlan, Raven 2, Lord 9, Solo Leveling Arise, yung mga ganong games. Makakuha ka ng stable 50 to 60 FPS. Wala pang unlock na 120 FPS sa mga ganitong games. Pag heavy games kasi banat na banat talaga yung performance ng phone. Even flagship phones, kahit na tingnan mo yung Red Magic 11 Pro o kaya yung mga ROG Phone 9 Pro, you would only get 60 FPS on those phones. Ganun talaga pagka-optimize yung mga heavy graphics games like this. Maganda pa rin overall yung performance, very stable yung frame rates, minsan lang mag-frame drops, tsaka wala ding overheating issue. May maganda siyang vapor chamber cooling. Doon naman tayo sa emulators and PC games. Emulators for classic console games. Meron din tayong bagong app for PC gaming. So, i-share ko yan mamaya. Me personally, hindi ako masyadong naglalaro ng emulator games. Nakita kong maraming interested sa emulator games. So, I'm gonna explore on that more. Tsaka gagawa ko ng video para dyan. Ito sa research ko lang to. May mga recommended emulator na pwedeng paganahin on both these phones kasi it depends on the optimization of your chipset. So, emulators like RetroArch, PPSPP, DuckStation, Nether SX2, Ether SX2, DS Emulator, tsaka M64 Plus, tsaka yung Dolphin Emulator and more can run on these phones. It varies on whatever games na compatible pa rin siya. So, yung mga emulator for classic system like NES, SNES, PSP, PS1, PS2, GameCube, tsaka Wii, and possible Nintendo Switch. pwede raw mag-run dito. So, I don't have enough research para sa ngayon para sabihin ko sa inyo kung ano yung mga games and emulators talaga na gumagana dito, but yan yung nakita ko online. And may extra pa tayo with PC gaming sa ngayon. Merong GameHub by GameSir na app pwede mong i-download online for direct PC gaming on your phone. Still depends on the game's compatibility kung mararan mo siya, but it can run Steam. So, this is designed by GameSir. Marami silang controllers for Android na ginagawa. I think it's a perfect combination kung gusto mong maglaro ng PC games on your phone. So, you can try and explore once again. Hindi ko pa na-try. You can check the reviews online for GameHub or, search some more online. Nagsishare lang ako sa inyo na merong GameHub by GameSir.
Just for mobile games? Not really. Come to GameHub. Experience a mind-blowing new gaming world. And discover much more.
And you can use it to download on the Povo 7 Ultra or the GT30 Pro. Move on naman tayo sa gaming app and features for both phones. Si Povo 7 Ultra, meron siyang game space. Si GT30 Pro naman, meron siyang X Arena. Both these phones are under Transsion and makakita ka ng similarity sa features niya. Halos the same lang yung game space in X Arena. May konting pagkakaiba lang sila. Meron ka pa rin 3 modes of performance, pwedeng power saving or i-max out mo yung performance ng phone. Meron siyang settings for touch responsiveness, esports mode, call and notification blocking, visual enhancer, voice changer, pareho yung look and device monitoring nila. Game storage, hindi mo na makikita yung game icon doon sa home screen. Dito mo lang siya makikita pag nag-open ka ng game app. Meron ding network enhancement at saka marami pang iba. Yung iba lang sa GT30 Pro, meron siyang extra setting for gaming triggers tsaka yung lighting effect niya. Tapos meron din siyang dark flare variant na may full RGB version yung likod. Okay, napakaganda. Yung lights ni Povo 7 Ultra only has color white. Wala rin siyang party mode effect na always siyang umiilaw na ganito. Pwede mong ibahin yung effects. Na sa kanya, pag nag-start ka lang ng game, iilaw siya. Tapos, pag may mga notifications on your phone, messages, alarm, tsaka timer, dun umiilaw din siya. Kung trip mo yung mga small features na ganyan, then mas maganda yung option ni GT30 Pro. Lastly naman with connectivity on these phones, both run on very good 5G signal on data. Depende sa availability in area, pwede siyang umabot ng 500 Mbps. Dito sa akin, nasa mga 400 Mbps siya. Para siyang fiber connection sa bilis. Super ganda pag 5G yung signal ng phone mo. Walang problema sa data or Wi-Fi connection, napakaganda nila. Yan, napakadami na nating pinag-usapan about gaming on both phones. It really depends on you kung ano yung pipiliin mo. Pinag-usapan na natin dyan kung ano yung mga difference nila when it comes to gaming features at saka ano yung optimization nila for games. Sa ngayon, yan lang muna yung pag-uusapan ko. Pwede pa natin pag-usapan yung daily use ng phone, camera performance, extra features niya, at saka yung mga AI tools na meron ang mga phones na to. Pag-uusapan ko lahat yan sa part 2 ng video na to. So, mamili na kayo kung ano yung mga features and accessories na nagustuhan nyo on both phones. Consider nyo na yung pricing ng Povo 7 Ultra is also more expensive than the GT30 Pro. Depende sa variant. And meron din akong tinetesting na Samsung Galaxy A56 ngayon, running on One UI 8 or yung Android 16 version. Nagsisale na siya ng 20k or less sa mga online stores. So, I think this is a good option pag naghahanap kayo ng camera phone at saka may good Android support up to 6 to 7 years. Once again, abangan nyo yung dalawang video na yon. Thank you so much sa panonood and take care na muna. Bye-bye!